Alright, I wanted to show you that I have posted your first project, and I wanted to show you where you could access that and everything. So in today's module, and I haven't finished putting this together yet, but in today's module I'm going to post a little bit of information about the 4-Force project. However, this page here is not the project itself. So to access the project, and I'll probably link to the project in this page, but to access the project itself, you can go to Assignments, and then click on 4-Force project. And actually, your Canvas is going to be organized a little differently. So let me change this to Student View. So in Assignments, you can click on the 4-Force project, and then I have a set of instructions here as just uploaded as a PDF file that you can download and look at. This is a group project. I've already automatically had Canvas split you into groups, and I'll post another video after this one that explains how you can use Canvas to collaborate in your groups. Okay, but as far as the project itself is concerned, let's open this up and walk through it. Okay, so the 4-Force project, the idea, the challenge is for you to express all of the whole numbers from 0 to 35 using exactly 4 fours and no other numbers. Okay, so for example, if I wanted to try to write down 0, one way I could do it would be to say 4 divided by 4 minus 4 divided by 4, right? That's 0. Another way that I could do it, these are not unique, right? There's more than one way to do this. So another way that I could get 0 would be to do 4 plus 4 minus 4 minus 4, right? And that would be 8 minus 4 is 4 minus 4 is 0, right? And so you would get 0 that way as well. So there's more than one way to skin a cat, and that would be one way. That's two different ways that you could express 0. Here's a way that you could express 1. You could do the 4th root of 4 to the 4th power divided by 4, right? Well, 4th root of 4 to the 4th power is just 4, and 4 divided by 4 is 1, right? So that's a way that you can express 1. Anyway, so your challenge is to express all of the whole numbers from 0 to 35 using exactly 4 fours. Notice that here I used 4 fours, 1, 2, 3, 4. Here I used 4 fours, 1, 2, 3, 4. Here I used 4 fours, 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's your goal. If you use 5 fours in your representation, then you're going to lose points. If you use 3 fours, you're going to lose points. If you use 4 fours but also a 2, you're going to lose points, right? So you need to use exactly 4 fours and only 4 fours. You can, however, use whatever mathematical operations you're familiar with. So addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, radicals. This is the factorial, right? If you're familiar with that, and if you're not, then you can become familiar with it if you want to use it. Okay, so a couple of things to say about these expressions. So first of all, as you come up with your representations, make sure to consider the order of operations carefully and only use parentheses when necessary. If you use an unnecessary set of parentheses, I will mark you down. Okay? So for example, if you were to write down this statement, 4 plus 4 times 4 divided by 4 equals 5, I would mark you down for that. Okay? And the reason I would mark you down for that is because while this is a true statement, right, and let's verify that it's true, right? 4 times 4 is 16, 16 plus 4 is 20, and 20 divided by 4 is 5, right? So this is a true statement, but the reason I would mark you down for it is because these parentheses right here are not necessary. If you drop the parentheses, order of operations tells you that you're going to do the multiplication first anyway, right? Because in PEMDAS, right, M, multiplication, comes before A, addition. So you don't need the parentheses in order for in order to do this multiplication first. You're going to do this multiplication first anyway, right? So without the parentheses, this is still a true statement, and therefore the parentheses up here are unnecessary. So again, if you were to give me this, I would mark you down a little bit for that. If you give me this, then you get full marks, okay? Now, that's not to say that I don't want to ever see parentheses. You should use parentheses if and when they are actually needed. For example, in this statement here, notice that it's almost exactly the same statement as before, but if we do the addition before we do the multiplication, we actually get 8, right? Because 4 plus 4 is 8, 8 times 4 is 32, and 32 divided by 4 is 8, okay? So if you want to use 4 plus 4 times 4 divided by 4 to equal 8, well then you have to have parentheses around the addition, because if you drop the parentheses, then order of operations tells you you're going to do the multiplication first, in which case you would get 5, not 8. Okay? So, use parentheses when they're needed, but only when they're needed. Okay? Another thing that I want you to do is I want you to write out the steps that show that your representation is correct. Now, for certain representations, there isn't much to show. For example, if you were to use this representation for 0, 4 plus 4 minus 4 minus 4, there would be no steps to show because in order of operations, addition and subtraction are technically done at the same step, on the same step. They're just done left to right in the same step. And so this is only a one-step problem, right? You do all of these operations at the same time, and then you get 0. However, for this operation here, 4 plus 4 times 4 divided by 4 equals 8, you would need to show some steps. There would be a couple steps to show, right? You would show yourself first doing parentheses, right? 4 plus 4 is 8. And then you would show yourself doing the multiplication, 8 times 4 is 32. And then you would show yourself doing the division, 32 divided by 4 is 8, okay? Write out all the work that you need in order to show that your representation is correct. And then, last but not least, I want you to type up your solutions. So part of the reason I'm giving you this particular project is to familiarize yourself with how to typeset mathematics. Okay, how to produce nice-looking documents that have math symbols in them. Okay. So my advice would be to use Google Docs because you all have Google accounts through school, and Google Docs makes it really easy to collaborate, right? One person will need to create the document and then share it with the rest of the members of the group. And then once the document has been shared, you can all work on it simultaneously, and you can kind of split up the work as you see fit. So Google Docs is a really great way to collaborate on this thing. When you're using Google Docs, use the equation editor to make pretty looking math like this, right? Your goal should be to produce a pretty looking document, right? So try to type the solutions as they would look in a textbook. For example, instead of typing 4/4, you should use the equation editor to type 4 over 4, okay? If you don't know how to use the equation editor, just do a Google search and say, how to use the equation editor in Google Docs, right? And there's going to be like tons of videos showing you how to do this, right? Okay, so just to give you an example of what I would like to see and what I wouldn't like to see in your typed out solutions, right? This would be beautiful in your typed out solutions, right? Notice that the square root symbol is going across everything that's inside of the square root, okay? Notice that your fraction is written in fraction mode. Okay, so this is good. This is what I want to see. This is what I do not want to see. I don't want you to see, I don't want to see just a little square root check mark and then parentheses around the stuff that should go inside the square root. I don't want it this way. I want it this way. Okay, when it comes to fractions, I don't want them this way. I want them this way in fraction mode. Okay, so if you turn in something like this, again, you're going to be marked down for that. I want to see it expressed this way in your document that you submit. I only need one document per group, and right now I have this set up. I was trying to figure out how to just allow you to submit a Google Doc in Canvas, and I couldn't figure it out. It's like I had to do some kind of like extension or something. I don't know. It was confusing. So just email it to me, okay? Just email it to me. When you're ready to submit your project, email me a link to your group's document. And again, I only need one submission per group. So in the next video, I'll walk you through how you can collaborate with your group members through Canvas. You can start a discussion board with your group and talk about how you're going to split up the labor involved in this project. But that's all I have to say about that. So good luck and have fun. This project is due like the class meeting before your next test. So that would be October 27th, I believe. But the due date's listed in Canvas. Okay. So that's all.